Welcome, everyone. This is Pilot News, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at lasers and LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week, I'm joined by Krister
Hello.
and Cinders.
Hello.
Are y'all ready for a busy news week?
I have prepared myself. I have imbibed so much caffeine that I am now capable.
Well, I'm sorry you're going to have to wait another week for that because this is a slow news week.
No!
Krister's like, oh, my coffee gone to waste.
You don't understand the price I'm going to have to pay for doing what I did.
That's right. The only real news that we have this week is that players can now transfer their characters from several of the Dark Worlds over to the 64-bit servers there. They started this on Wednesday when they opened up the first few worlds for this. The Zivilia and Ladras, Anduin, and with Window, and then they opened up 4 servers each day. They're taking a break on opening new worlds over the weekend, but on Monday they will resume this, opening for a day until they get to the very end where the last 3 open up. Once those are opened and available, they will stay open for transfers only. You can't log into them, you can't play on them or anything like that. They'll be available for transferring off of them until August 31st, at which time they will shut down and they will cease to exist, and no one will be able to get any characters from those worlds. So if you have any worlds of the Dark server that you want to attempt to transfer off, you can do so. Based on what I've heard, there have been several successful transfers done off of these worlds, but I also heard rumors that there are a couple of people who have had troubles and complications in doing so. So it's not a 100% perfect thing, and if something goes terribly wrong, there's probably not much that customer servers can do about it because these servers have been closed for 10 years and are way behind. Now, I think we discussed this last week that we weren't sure exactly if any of us still had characters. I don't think Cinders was even around when those servers were up.
I can guarantee that I do not have any characters on those servers because you are right. I was not around. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't gaming. So
you weren't. You definitely weren't playing LOTRO at the time.
I was not. I didn't even know LOTRO was a thing.
Okay.
How dare you?
Blame my sister.
Now, I know, Krister, that you were playing LOTRO back in those days.
I was. But I was a single character, single server type of guy. However, I think that we shall discuss the possibility of starting a new league. And then maybe they'll pick this up. That we say that out of one of these old servers, when it's fired up, one of these dark worlds. Well, 10 years ago, Sauron was dead. And Sauron manages to character transfer off of one of these dark worlds onto one of the current servers. And thusly, Sauron has reappeared in Middle-earth, surprising the crap out of everybody.
And once again, the battle resumes.
Ah, okay. I would have thought he would have escaped onto our servers back when they opened up the Caras Gelebren skirmish.
I'm pretty sure
that would have been so obvious. That was a decoy.
Yeah, that was a decoy. You mean that wasn't his real return?
Yes, in fact, if you look at it, he spells Sauron with an I.
With an I? Oh, boy.
Get it? And I
told you the caffeine made me too powerful.
Yes, apparently so. All right. Now, one of the things I noticed is that the names of all the dark worlds, since you can't log into them or anything like this, that a dash appears in front of the names when you're on the transfer screen. The dark worlds all have a hyphen in front of the name of the server, while the ones that are currently active servers, they don't have a hyphen in front of them. So that's something to note if you're doing it. If you go, okay, which of these are the dark worlds, you'll know by the hyphen in there. Now, I tried checking on there with some of the servers in there, and none of them I have any characters there. So that means that I either transferred all of my characters or probably even deleted some or something like this, but there are no characters I could find yet. So if there are any, they're probably on the servers that haven't opened up for transfers yet. Anyway, Dark Worlds, they are available for transferring off of to the 64-bit worlds, and if you're lucky and when you attempt to do so, it may even actually succeed.
Yay!
So let's into our store sales, because not much is going on this week. So I heard rumors that there could be more news for next week.
Ooh. I will not be here next week, so I will miss it. It's graduation and the band is playing, so I will be with the band an hour away from my computer. Yeah, but store sales this week. You can go ever on and get 20% off of select XP boosts, enhanced XP supply, 100% mark acquisition boosts through June 5th, and then the weekly coupon. And Pine Leaf and I both had to look this up because we did not know what this was. It is a free elixir of heroism, and you can get it by using the coupon code token for your heroism with no spaces. I suggest copy and pasting out of the show notes because it's a long one. And so for those of you inquiring minds who'd like to know, according to the LOTRO wiki, it is a drought that improves or a draft, depending on how you want to pronounce it, improves your chances of discovering tokens of heroism on defeated enemies when your landscape difficulty setting is fearless or higher, and it lasts for 1 hour.
Yes, I have no idea what the odds are of them actually dropping, since I have never had a character who had a difficulty setting of fearless or higher.
I have one character that has the highest difficulty setting.
Mine are all set to Frady Cat.
But I haven't played it in a very long time.
You haven't got to a high enough level to actually start dropping those tokens yet.
Well, and it's been like a year and a half since I played that character, 2 years or something like that. I think that character is still in like Mickle Delving.
Mickle Delving, yeah. Yeah.
I think it maybe made it to level 10.
I seem to recall there was a lot of pie in Michael Dell.
There is a lot of pie in Mickle Delving. I was very sad. My Hobbit doesn't actually have her pie anymore. I got rid of it on accident without realizing.
How dare you?
I know, it was the one that she could have run around and carried and nobody could steal it from her. They sigh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gone.
Ultra sad.
Yes.
Apparently there are some special tasks which call for turning in tokens of heroism.
Oh.
They haven't done those either.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have tokens of heroism, then I guess...
There's
You
a
wouldn't
whole
be
other
turning
world
them in.
we know nothing about.
Yeah. Right. Then let's go into our week in gaming. Cinders, what were you up to when you weren't staying away from tokens of heroism?
So I played some Enshrouded with Sans Krister and Gerardo. And we did the Hollow Halls in Revelwood last Sunday. And then I caught strep again. So I was home with strep throat on Wednesday and spent a significant amount of time playing Stardew Valley on my own. And I have made it to level 105 in the mines and have also made it to the winter of year 1. And then I played little bits and pieces of Stardew Valley with Pine Leaf over this week. And we finally made it through year 2. And we got 4 candles from Grandpa's Ghost and unlocked Ginger Island this morning. So it was very exciting. How was your week, Krista?
I just want to say that I firmly believe that Ginger Island should have a place called Port Molasses on it. And they should produce cookies.
You know, I think you should play the game and find out if it's there.
I could probably do that too, yeah. So for my week, we had our adventure in Enshrouded. I also attempted to fight the dragon in Enshrouded, and 2 times where I got him down to a third of his health and felt I was on my way to victory. I suffered technical glitches that ended. One time I crashed, and then the other time the dragon glitched, and I couldn't do any more damage to him. So the dragon has many, many, many ways to defend itself, it looks like, including glitching the program and causing it to crash. So it's been a very hard fight, but looking forward to defeating him. At least I feel like I've got the routine down now. Just a matter of getting the lucky blow. And then in Helldivers, we had to defend Super Earth from the invasion of the Illuminate. And so did that, and that was a lot of fun. And then been playing PvP a bit on ESO. Even though I'm not a PvPer, this has been a lot of fun. It reminded me when I first went out in LOTRO PvP, we had like a big group that would go out and do specific tasks out there. And so it felt just a little bit better when you had a group of people around you. But we're a bunch of the PvE people in PvP, so if we actually come across people that know how to PvP, we're basically all the extras in any movie that you've seen where people are getting destroyed and towns are burning and everybody's running around screaming. That would have been me and everybody else on that run. And so, finally, what did you get up to?
I was very strange that when I heard that ESO is introducing some strange things you could do with your class on.
Yeah, the subclassing sounds kind of interesting, because if you think about that, you think about playing the characters you played, there's always one trait line that I seem to not really invest in or care about too much.
Right.
And it'd be so nice to switch that out and see if there's a better combination. Although I guess a lot of people are nervous about people instantly trying to min-max everything and power game.
Wow.
And take advantage of it.
Are you thinking that an MMO player would ever try to min-max anything?
It frustrates me greatly because I don't play like that. So it's, and so then when I'm actually around PvPers and they're like, "You're playing a what? Your sword is what? Your armor is what?" It's like, yeah, I know. I'm basically in a garbage stack and wielding a retainer.
Yeah, that's the way things often go. Is that it's unfortunate when you get a raid that's obviously tuned for people who min-max their characters, and I go in there as like whack.
Yeah, and then you just feel like you get to that point where you're like, am I the problem here? Am I the one that's holding everybody back? Because oh my goodness, I die over and over.
All right. Anyway, my Mariner and my Guardian both managed to escape from Isengard this week. And for Friday Night Fight, we attempted the latest raid and learned that 9 is not enough. Especially if those 9 characters are not min-maxed to the death. So we were pretty much blotched out of existence to that. So we decided to try something easier, such as the Spider Wing from Heligrod.
So next time you guys only have 9 and want more, let me know. I was just like, oh, they probably have enough people, so I didn't bother checking to see. I'd have gone with you guys.
Yeah, I think Emeralina is worth at least half of a party member.
At least half. She makes up for it with chutzpah.
Yeah. And I completed my playthrough for my beach farm in Stardew Valley, where I managed to get my usual target of getting 7 star drops, and I had my last day that was on there was the day of the Stardew Valley Fair, where I managed to finally put together a perfect range score. And because the last couple of the ones I come, I've been just a couple of points short of that, where I finally had a nice range score where I had all iridium items in there and everything else following in the rules to maximize it. So I did manage to min-max my range for that particular case.
And you wrote down what you put in it, right? So that we know what we're collecting for ours.
I think I took a screenshot of it somewhere.
Excellent. Okay, continue.
Yes. But anyway, so I managed to get a nice collection on there. And that is my week in gaming. If you would like to send us some feedback, you can send it to podcast@LOTROplayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We record the LOTRO Players News and we record DDO Players News when Drac is available. And that's all for tonight then. This is Pounding Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.